Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I made this sourdough naan bread. This recipe is so easy and so quick. You can use active starter, you can use sourdough discard, and there are no stretch and folds involved. So we're going to start off by show you guys my new bowl. This is from Mason Cash and it's so beautiful. I got it for my birthday recently and I've been using it ever since. Here's my sourdough starter. She is ready to be used and she looks beautiful and she smells amazing. So we're going to start off by adding 125 grams of starter. I am using active because I am going to be leaving this on the counter to ferment a little bit. You do not have to ferment this dough at all. You can actually use it as soon as you're done mixing your dough. So now we're going to add 120 grams of warm milk and 2 tablespoons of butter. I used unsalted butter and I melted my butter and warmed up my milk in the same little pan. So that's the mixture you see me pouring in. I go ahead and mix it very well until there are no chunks of starter in the bowl. Since the milk is warm, it helps dissolve it easier. And then you add 60 grams of Greek yogurt or sour cream. I added sour cream today and I went ahead and mixed it all together again, making sure that the sour cream is very well dissolved into the mixture. And then we're going to add half a teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and then I like to mix all of these together into the mixture until everything is well dissolved. I like to see how this mixture thickens up as I mix it. I don't know if it's like the baking soda, the baking powder, but it just like makes the liquid fluffy in a way. I'm not sure how to explain it, but it just changes a little bit. And then after I'm done mixing, I add 240 grams of all-purpose flour, and then I go ahead and mix everything together with my spatula. And then once I can't really mix anymore with the spatula, I go ahead and knead this dough with my hands for literally only 5 minutes. The dough is a little bit on the sticky side in the beginning, but as you continue to knead it, it'll come together into a nice dough that isn't sticky. I like to do some slap and folds on this dough. Actually, on all my doughs. I do a lot of slap and folds around here if you've seen my previous videos. But I go ahead and do some slap and folds and I feel like this helps strengthen my dough even more than just like kneading it. Here you can see that I am using my knuckles to knead the dough a little bit. I feel like this is the best way to knead dough so it doesn't stick all over your fingers or get in between your fingers and it just creates a big old mess. But this is how I do the slap and folds. Literally, after like 5 minutes, it smoothens out and it almost cleans your bowl as you do the slap and folds, which is why I love doing that. And it's just so easy to wash my bowls and my stuff if I do this because then all of the dough is on the dough. So it doesn't stick to my bowl or anything as much and it's just easier to clean. So that's just a little tip for you guys. And here you can just see how my dough is starting to come together. It's not as shaggy. And I will skip a few minutes. That way you guys are not watching me just knead this dough for 5 full minutes. But I will show you guys how it looks here. It's nice and smooth. I make it into a ball just to keep an eye on how it grows. If it grows, since I am letting this ferment for a few hours on the counter, you do not have to. If you are going to use it right away, you can just wait like 30 minutes and then continue these steps. I did leave this dough on the counter for about 5 hours before actually using it. I always time the things that I will need. As this right here, I needed it for dinner time, so that's why I mixed it fairly early into the morning / afternoon. That way I can calculate the timing of when I use it, because I like to make everything kind of fresh for my kids. And I am a stay-at-home mom, so maybe that's one of the reasons why I have time to, let this ferment on the counter a little bit. But you can definitely just use it right away. So I just divided my dough into 8 equal pieces, and I'm making them into little dough balls. That way it is easier to flatten out with my rolling pin. I just go ahead and grab the dough and push it towards the center, pinching it a little bit, and then I just do little circular motions on my mat to make it into a little circle. I do this with all of the little dough balls, and then I grab a little bit of flour just to flour my surface and my rolling pin. That way the dough does not get stuck to it. You will see here how I am getting so much better at rolling out my dough. If you've seen my sourdough discard tortillas video, you will see that I kind of suck at doing perfect circles or close to being circles on the tortillas. And here you can see that I am improving because I have been practicing different recipes and making tortillas and all kinds of things for my kids and my family. So anyways, here I am just rolling out the dough, flipping it to one side and then the other, trying to make a round shape just to, make it look nice. And I am getting better. Look at that. Look at that. I'm just kidding. Anyways, so I have a pan on the stove on medium to low heat. And as I roll out one naan bread dough, I just put it on the pan, flip it, and then once it's ready, I put the next one. So this is a very quick step. It doesn't take too long to do this. Look at how beautiful this one turned out. The shape is almost perfect, not perfect, but it's good enough for me. And it looks so good and it smells amazing. So here is me just showing you guys how to roll out this dough. This dough is so easy to roll out. As long as you have a little bit of flour on there so it doesn't stick to your rolling pin, you are good to go. And you can even roll out this dough as I am doing here. Put a little bit of cheese or maybe some chorizo with cheese, and then roll it into a ball again, and then gently flatten it out like this. And then you'll have like a flavored or cheesy naan bread, and it is so good. You guys should definitely try it. I didn't do it for this video because I just wanted to show you guys the dough recipe itself. But if you guys want to see the chorizo with the cheese, it's so good. And it's so easy to make. It's a little bit on the messy side just because chorizo is a little bit oily, but it's so good and you guys will love it. When you are rolling out your dough, it doesn't have to be super thin as a tortilla. And I think mine were about 6 inches. I don't know if that mat is based on inches, but it was a number 6. So I'm assuming 6 inches wide, and they were the perfect size. So I think mine weighed about 73 grams each. So if you like this size right here, go based off of the 73 grams. But you can make them bigger or smaller depending on your liking. And then you can top these off with some butter, with a little bit of garlic, some parsley, just to give them that extra pop of flavor. But honestly, these are so good alone. So now I'm showing you guys how I cook these naan breads on the pan. I don't use any oil or any flour or anything under the dough. I just put it straight onto the warm pan and I wait until the dough gets some bubbles on the top, making sure that, it cooks well. I actually timed it for you guys just so you guys can have like a reference of the time that it takes to cook. It only takes 1 minute and 30 seconds for it to cook. As you can see here, I was ready to flip it and look at how beautiful and perfect it looks. It doesn't look burnt. It looks very well cooked, and then we leave it for, you know, another few seconds on here. You can see that it is fluffing up a little bit right here on this corner. That's a very good sign indicating, you know, that it's cooking from the inside properly. And once I feel like it's been on there for, you know, a few seconds, I go ahead and check it, and it's basically done. So after this, you can put some garlic over it just to give it, you know, some extra softness on the outside. But they're super, super soft without having to add anything onto it. This is all of them here. I made 8. And look at how soft they are. You can fold them and they won't rip or anything. They're super, super soft. If you save them for later, you could just pop them in the oven just for, you know, like a minute or two just to get them nice and warm again. And that's about it. I just added a little bit of butter here on top just to show you guys. But these are so delicious, and I hope you guys give this recipe a try. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Look at how soft this looks. I wish you guys could smell them, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching again. Bye.